Hi y'all, I'm Allison. My new bookish game, it's back. So this is a cross between a TBR game and a mini readathon. Instead of playing the game to get a list of books to read throughout the month, I'm going to play the game and I have to read the book to proceed further in the game. First off, thank you so much for all the comments and the input. I am so thrilled that y'all like it as much as I did. This has been fun and it will be here to stay. There is so much I can do with this and you're going to see variations, I promise you. Y'all really came through for me with ideas on what to name this one. I really liked Live 1,000 Lives. She said Arrows of Chaos. It definitely is. And completely Melanie, she was thinking along the lines I was, and she had Which Way Bingo, but ultimately it was Cassie Llewellyn's suggestion that unlocked it for me. She came up with Bingo Labyrinth and Maze of Bingo, but I'm going to simplify it down and do Bingo Maze. I think that straight to the point, which is a first for me, and it describes everything we've got going on in here. Now, completely Melanie, she also mentioned a concern that I had. I only need one more spot to win. So she was saying I should reset the board because, you know, it's not going to be fun if the first spin ends the game. And I agree with her 100%. But I thought if I amp it up, we can continue on because most people said I should keep going until I get a bingo. So to keep the stakes high and keep it interesting, I am giving myself 48 hours this time, not 72, and I have to get 2 bingos. So if you look at the board, you know how bingo works. We need 5 in a row, any direction. I can get 1 here with 1 number. And there are a couple of options. These 2 or these 2. These 2. There's quite a few ways I can get my second bingo. So I could potentially win this in 3 spins. Whether the TBR gods allow that or not remains to be seen. Now, if you haven't seen the first round of this, I will link it up here for you and have the playlist that I will build from this down in the description box as well. Okay, the rules are pretty straightforward. Kind of, sort of. So I'm going to spin my bingo wheel, which will obviously give me a number that will lead to a color ball. Say I roll 20. I'll take this off and do the prompt, and it will reveal one of these arrows pointing who knows which direction. Now, if I spin and get a number that's already been called, say 23, then I would follow the arrows to the next covered spot. So if I got 23 this time, I would actually fulfill the number 3 prompt. Now, let's say that I spun 23, but the arrow led to a dead end because they would just keep going. Then I have to take the number that was spun and rotate that arrow any direction that can help me get to a bingo. Let me put this back. If the star space comes up, which is number 1, it's my free space. So if that comes up, every time it comes up, I can rotate my free space immediately. And I would go to number 1 and the normal rules would apply. I would do this prompt if it hasn't been played yet. If it has been played, I will follow the arrow. I'm nervous. Okay, let's give it a spin. Are y'all ready? I think we want number 11. Are you kidding me? 10. Because, you know, 11 would have given us our first bingo, but nope. So let me see, where's number 10? Right here. Strategically, it does nothing for us. Look, there's nothing. Okay. Hopefully. And that one's going to point. That's clearly a diagonal. And if 10 comes up again, I'll figure out where that would go off the board and come back. My brain kind of has it. Somebody told me to think of it as a tube, but I got to wrap my head around it. Okay, Let's see what I'm starting with. I'm so scared because I have to read this book to continue my game. Okay, y'all. Between 300 and 399 pages. I am still going to try and maintain my July theme of celebrating the USA and trying to find things set here or some unique American aspect to it. Let me see what I can find in the 300 to 400 page range. Wish me luck. Okay, that was rough. For my TBR this month, I need to do Catching Fire for gearing up for Aurelium. That's a catch-up. But this book, I have to read it at night, and it's nowhere near sunset yet. I still got like 4 or 5 hours to wait, and I don't want to start that late. So I can't read this for it. The Book of Cold Cases would work perfectly, but I want to do a vlog unboxing this, and I don't want to rush through it, and I would lose too much time with gifts and doing the video. I only have 48 hours. Luckily, I have The Hand on the Wall by Maureen Johnson. This is 368 pages, and it is set in Maine. So, keeps with our American birthday month. I have read parts 1 and 2. It's been a while, but I think I should be able to dive right back into it. We will see. So, it's 4:30 on Wednesday right now, so we're going to officially kick off this readathon at 5 p.m. Wednesday. And I will have until 5 p.m. on Friday to see if I can get a bingo. Wish me luck. Get comfy. I'll be popping in and out, keeping you up to date on how the books are going and attempting to get my bingo. Okay. Are y'all as excited as I am really excited. I'm ready to read. So I will be back with y'all very, very soon. Bye. It's 1:10 a.m. so we are officially into Thursday, but I consider it Wednesday night. Until I go to sleep, it's still night, but technically it's Thursday. Anyway, I finished The Hand on the Wall. It was so good, y'all. I really enjoyed it. I think this might have been my favorite out of the whole trilogy. This is the truly devious one. So good. And I got to finally mark off a book as being read for the month. So we're going to go over to my shelf. Going to rotate you. This is everything I'm supposed to read this month. The shelf. There's what I've completed. Nothing. But I doubt it's as satisfying for you as it is for me. I love watching that pile grow as this one goes down. There's just something about it. But we need to find out what I'm going to be reading next. Hopefully I'm not going to disturb everybody in the house. I'm going to adjust this a little. But I think it'll be okay. We're going to give it a spin, see what else I get, see if maybe we can pull off a bingo. My cat is playing with the string on my blinds. So that clinking or that little rattling sound, that's what you're hearing. Okay, let's give it a spin and see what we get. Are you ready? We still want 11. This one right here. Okay, let's go. Okay, that one is closer to 21, so that's what we're going to call it. By the way, it didn't take me a full 7 hours to read that book. I did take a little break for dinner. And then around 9 o'clock, I couldn't fight the urge any longer. And I went to the grocery store to get ice cream. So we got a heat wave going. And I went and got some drumsticks. Those were good. You know those waffle cones with the chocolate on it and the nuts on the top. So yeah, I went and bought a box of those. I took a break. Probably about an hour of that was spent food related, which that book mentioned food a lot. I'm trying to walk around Lily. Anyway, let's find out what I'm going to be reading. Working around the dog. Story of my life. Okay, what do we need? It was actually 21, but I moved it with all of my moving. right here. Again, doesn't help us. Hopefully it'll be an easy prompt. And that arrow is definitely pointing down. Okay, you ready? Free pick. I like that. That is awesome. So I get to pick anything I want. I'm looking for a short one. So I think I'm going to go between these two. Both of these should be quick reads. Fenris and Mott, which is Norse mythology, and the Hidden Staircase. Hidden Staircase is for Just Spin It, cozy mystery. And Fenris and Mott is for gearing up for Aurelium, and this is for my familiar, which is the wolf. I think, since I just read a mystery, I think I'm going to go with Fenris and Mott. Middle grade, this should be a quick read. I don't think I'll finish it before I go to bed. But I can definitely probably get halfway and then finish it easily in the morning and then come back bright and early to find out what my next book will be. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to spend my time with the rescue pup that might bring about the end of the world. So this should be a fun time, and hopefully it won't be too much of a page turner that'll keep me up all night. I finished it. This was really adorable. Lot of fun, great humor, and I would recommend it. It gave me a little bit more on the Norse mythology than I was familiar with before, so I like that. It introduced some new gods to me. But there's some lessons woven in there about climate change and whatnot. And considering the way that everything's going right now with the weather, yeah, it's a little scary. Maybe there's, something going on that we're not quite aware of. Anyway, today has not gone at all like I anticipated. I finished that book at 10:30 this morning. It is now 4:30 in the afternoon, and I'm just now coming back to the wheel. This morning, my daughter asked me to go with her to set up her new phone. We had to switch over her SIM card, get a case and cover and all that. And I was like, sure. So I decided to do that and sacrifice the time for it. Not knowing that when I got home, everything was just going to be just all over the place. So everyone was just downstairs doing their thing, kind of hanging out. And there was no way I was going to ask my family to disperse simply so I could record a video. So, yeah, I lost a lot of time for that, but I think it was definitely the right choice. I mean, there was no choice there. And then, I was like, okay, went grabbed a pizza, get home, eat real quick, and then get back into it. And then we had some issues with the plumbing upstairs. The toilet was making weird. So it's been one of those days. It is now 4:30. I haven't picked up anything since 10:30 this morning. So what I'm going to do, I'm not going to penalize myself for all of that. I'm definitely not going to penalize myself for the time when just everybody was hanging out downstairs, making lunch, doing all of that stuff, and for having to deal with unexpected plumbing issues. So I am going to tack 2 hours on to the end of my readathon. I think it's fair. I lost 6. I'm going to reclaim 2 of those hours. Very, very fair. And yeah, so instead of ending at 7 p.m. on Friday, I'm giving myself until 9 o'clock at night. So there we go. Like, I wasn't going to reclaim the time what I spent with my daughter with her phone because I chose to give that up willingly. Everything else just kind of snowballed from there. So anyway, a long way of saying, I got to get back to the wheel because I'm going to run out of time and I really want a shot at this. Which I don't think I mentioned. If I manage to get my 2 bingos in 48 hours, then I will get a reward for my regular TBR games. So there are some stakes. If I fail, there's no punishment. Oh, and if you haven't noticed, no makeup today. It's too hot. Got extreme heat advisory going. I did put on eyeliner and mascara though, and I think that's good enough. It's too hot for everything else. Okay, are we ready? Can you tell? I'm stalling. I'm a little nervous. Give me a good book because today's just been wonky. No. Oh, wait. So many emotions. I thought we finally had 11, but no. But I know we've already had 10 today, so we get to follow our arrows. If I can find... I forgot to ask my engineer of a husband which way to go. So I have to follow it diagonal. So I think this would point. Would it? It figures I get the number that I don't know how to. I still haven't worked this out in my head. By the way, geometry, spatial stuff never was my thing. Only class I almost failed in high school. Otherwise, I was straight A's. Shoot. Okay, I know. I know it's... I think you would go that way. I think that's what you would do. And if that's the case... I'm respinning. I don't know. Or, no, we'll just... 12. I was going to say, I should have just turned the arrow and followed it. I will get this figured out. I promise you, by the time... We'll find out tonight when my husband gets home. Okay, so 12. We get to go to number 3. Oh, we're going to have our first dead end. Because look, that goes up here and so we'll have a dead end there. Okay, let's see if we got a good prompt. So I really want to know, how many of you are over there going, no, it's this number, pick this number, because is it just me that's just really difficult for? TBR jar wheel. Okay, we get to go to my spinner. I believe all of my jars are on here except for Christmas. And I'm also going to hide the nonfiction one because, you know, it would give me something really massive that I really need to take my time with. And that can't happen during a readathon. I think that's fair. I haven't pulled from one of these in a long time. Okay, we're going with the pumpkin Halloween jar. That's always a fun one. Those are horror and thrillers, you know, something spooky or scary. I would not mind if I got Lockwood & Co. Then I could finish the series. It's in here somewhere. Question is, can I find it? Okay. I don't know. I don't think this is 100% cleaned out, so hopefully I won't have to draw repeatedly. Let's go right over here, and here's an orange one. I have no surface. Okay. Moment of truth. And it is City of Ghosts. Isn't that V.E. Schwab? That's the Cassidy Blake series, and I have finished that. Loved it. So let's try again. And we'll get from the back this time. Here's one. Oops, one went up, hit the floor. Okay, so we got a black piece of paper this time. If it doesn't work, I'll take the one off the floor. Okay, it was this one because I already had it halfway open. Not my day. Hopefully this book will change that. I need the odds to be in my favor. The Zombie Survival Guide. I have not read that one. This hopefully will be a fun time. The Zombie Survival Guide. Complete Protection from the Living Dead by Max Brooks. 100 million in print. It's a bestseller. We have the 10 Lessons for Surviving of a Zombie Attack. Organize before they rise. They feel no fear. Why should you? Use your head. Cut off theirs. Blades don't need reloading. Ideal protection. Tight clothes, short hair. Okay, so this is what I'm going to read. And it is humor. Classified as humor. That's a good thing. Okay. Definitely was not one I planned to read this month, but it's only 270 pages. So I'm going to learn how to survive in case zombies attack. You know, the way things have been going, this might, you know, be to my benefit. So I will let y'all know how it goes when I return. No, this reads exactly like a nonfiction textbook, which is what I said I wanted to avoid by taking the nonfiction off my list. And this has absolutely no appeal for me. I am DNFing this. I bought this one for my husband 2003 or so. If this was more my style of humor, I would appreciate it, but I feel like I'm reading a doomsday prepper book, and I'd rather read a novel, a book. So I am DNFing this. So we're going to pull from the pumpkin again and get me something different. Hopefully I won't regret this. This has just been a weird day. Okay, let's see if I can get something else. Watch me get it or something. No, I didn't say it. Oh, I didn't say it. Okay, black one, and it is Wicked. I unhold that. Let's try again, and we got this orange one. Today, I'm telling you, funky day. The Calling. I have no idea what this is. I gotta go find it. So The Calling by Kelly Armstrong is part 2 in the Darkest Powers series, which is actually a follow-up to Darkness Rising series by Kelly Armstrong that began with The Summoning. So this is kind of like phase 2. So I need to go all the way back to The Summoning. So apparently my Halloween jar also had Supernatural, which makes sense. Chloe used to have a pretty normal life until she starts seeing dead people. She gets locked up in a home for unstable teenagers, and the group home isn't what it seems. So I have read this before, way back in the day. I remember liking it. We'll have to see how it holds up. So I am going to read this puppy instead, YA Supernatural. And I am going to start my new unhaul stack with the Zombie Survival Guide. Okay. That's it. I won't see you till I finish this book. Bye. I'm back. And I finished it. The Summoning, it was really good. It held up quite well. So I'm excited to get back into this series, although who knows how long it'll be before I pick up the next one. Hopefully not too long, because, you know, things happened. And I want to find out what else is going to happen. Anyway, we get to spin again and find out what my next book is going to be. So let me just rotate. There we go. I haven't moved my wheel this time. That's a little better. All right, let's give it a spin and see if we can finally get a bingo. Can y'all see the board over there? I'll pull it close. By the way, I forgot to say, we are at 11 o'clock on Thursday night. Okay, let's see if I can find number 14. Following our arrow takes us down to here, here, here. So we have reached a dead end. Let me look and make sure I do this right. Okay, so what I get to do now, this is our first time to actually do something like this. We have officially hit a dead end. I checked my rules. I get to take the last number I spun, which was 14, and I can rotate this arrow any way I want. So I think I'm going to take it. I think really the only way I can go is that way, because if I go to the right, if it loops back around, that'll make another dead end. If I go left, it'll make a dead end. Yeah, I think that's my only option. Otherwise, it's just going to result in a dead end. So we get to respin again. And next time, it will point up and maybe we can get that corner. Okay, let's see what our next spin is. We got the star. Okay. So I get to move this one as well. And you know what? the way it's going, absolutely nothing leads to it. So it does no good pointing that way. So strategically, if I point it that way, it'll just take it up to there. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to rotate it down. See if we can get some help with getting number 24. Try and get this bingo here. So there we go. And we also get to get the number 1 prompt. Whoops. Okay, we got a bingo. I didn't even notice it. Look, we got one. We need one more. I didn't even realize that that was... Yay. Okay. Random Once Upon a Book Club YA box. Okay. It looks like this might complicate things, but we'll figure it out. I'm just going to continue to pull from the same area that I've been pulling from lately. So if you look down here, I've got a few left. We're going to pull another box down here. The one turned backwards is already on my TBR for the month. YA, so I need a green box. We'll take this one. I don't know what's in it. I hope it's a good one. I do open these as they arrive, and then they just go onto the shelf, waiting for the day that it gets called up. Okay. There's a look at the gifts. And the book is Salt and Sugar. Everything you want in a love story. Enemies to lovers, generational feuds, a beautiful setting that will make you want to book a ticket to Brazil, amazing food, and a Romeo and Juliet-esque romance. I'm excited for this. I wonder if they have like competing bakeries across the street from each other. That could be good. All right, so I guess it's going to really slow down my progress, but I'll do a video for this one. I'm going to go dive into this, and I'm excited. We got a bingo. Okay, see y'all in a while. I'm beginning to think this little project of mine is cursed because everything just keeps snowballing on me. We are actually at like 4:30 on a Friday. And I just now completed Salt and Sugar. It was so good, y'all. I think this may end up being my favorite of the month. I can't say enough about it. I did film a full unboxing video for this, so that one will probably come after the game. I think I'm going to try and do this one first and then have that be the next video while I set up for Aurelium. And you may be wondering why it took me so long. So we dealt with the plumbing issue that we had, and I had to give my son a ride to one of the urgent cares today just because he's had trouble with his ear and everything. Turns out, yeah, it's an ear infection. But of course that took, I think, 2-3 hours, something like that. So I feel like I'm just now getting my day started, and I am going to allow myself to extend by 1 extra hour. I hope y'all don't think that I'm trying to pull a fast one and cheating, but you know, it's ridiculous all the obstacles that are in my way. So instead of ending at 7 o'clock, we added the 2 hours yesterday to make up for, you know, the fact that I just did not have an opportunity to film or anything. So I was stuck in a holding pattern. And then with the, you know, the plumbing issues and the doctor today, again, I'm just going to take back 1 hour for that. Because, you know, I was able to read some while I was waiting at the doctor's with him, but it's definitely set me behind. So my challenge will end at 10 o'clock tonight. So I've got roughly a little over 5 hours to go. I am starving. That book talks about food so much that I am so hungry. So we're going to find out what my next book will be. Then I'm going to eat and try and get my book read, and hopefully we can get like 2 spins in. I don't know if it'll happen. Yay, we do have a bingo. I forgot about that. So we got our 1 bingo. I don't know if I can manage to get 2 though. I'm running out of time. So that way, if I get the 11, we can pull it off. This way. Okay, these two, it's filling up. Let's give it a spin and see what we get. I don't know where that was on here. Is that a number? This number. Okay, it's one of them that we need. Actually, it helps this way and this way. So, okay. Moves us a little closer, but it definitely won't finish us. Oh, and that leads straight up to number 5. I got to ask my husband about the going off the edge. A standalone book. Okay, this one is open. I can hopefully find something short to allow me time to spin again. Okay, I'm excited. I'm doing The Outsiders for a book that'll make you cry for a TBR knockout. This is shorter, but I have a feeling this is going to be, yeah. We got small text again. I don't know that I've ever read the book. I loved the movie back in the day. So, tearjerker. I don't know if I can handle that today. And I do have this middle grade thriller, mystery, horror book. Again, we've got small text, but it is middle grade. Like 270 pages. I think I'm going to do The Hunt for the 7th. Do this one. I'm assuming it'll be relatively quick. So hopefully that'll give me time to spin for another book. I finished it. This was such a hidden gem. I was really surprised at how riveted I was by it. This would be perfect for October. It's quite creepy and atmospheric. I don't know that I would necessarily call it horror for older children, middle grade, maybe the 10-11 range. It probably would be. And I think they would enjoy it. I really did. I had a lot of cryptic clues in it. You had to solve the mystery to find out what was going on, and for ghosts, and yeah. So, highly enjoyed this. Unfortunately, though, I didn't finish it until like 9:15. Since my time runs out at 10 o'clock, I know there's 45 minutes isn't long enough to read another book. So, I am not going to spin the wheel again. Here is where we stand on the board. I did get a bingo, my first bingo, but I needed 2 to get a benefit in my other TBR game, so that didn't happen this time. And I have to say, y'all, I am loving playing this. So in fact, before I wipe the board, we're going to have one more phase of this, and I'm not going to tell you what the particulars of that one will be until it's time to play it again. Now, depending on how things play out while I'm playing in for Aurelium and all that, maybe I'll actually play it again before the month is over. We will have to see. I don't know. If time allows, that will be the theme with this game, actually. But I will have my unboxing to go with the Salt and Sugar that I read during this. And then hopefully I'll have my videos setting it for Aurelium for the fall equinox. So I'm excited for that. I hope y'all enjoyed this and you like my new game as much as I do. Bingo Maze. Yay, I'm excited. I finally know what to call it. And I hope to see you in the next one. Have a great one. I'll check you next time. Bye.